Obviously tough loss. What did you take away from the rematch, and what have you been working on so far in terms of this camp?
Right. So that was back in November, and really just since then I've been working on everything. Going back, rewatching the fight, seeing my striking, my wrestling, and my grappling, seeing what could be changed, what could be better. And since November, that's what we've been working on. Just fixing mistakes, small mistakes, big mistakes, tightening everything up and sharpening everything.
So obviously you're hoping maybe we get that trilogy fight, maybe a third fight from you two, hopefully to get Jack to the championship. But obviously you're on the road now. Now we got Kristina Williams is coming in. She's a local. So first of all, are you familiar with her? Obviously being a local, and what's kind of going to be your game plan going in? Are you feeling confident going in? Obviously she's coming off a huge win over Heather Hardy, but tell me a little bit about your thoughts about Kristina, and are you familiar with her?
Right. So right now, my goal and my team's goal is just to get back into a fight as much as possible, fight whoever they offer. So they offered Kristina. I don't personally know her. I've met her. We both live here in Oklahoma City, so I've met her before, and I don't know her personally. So there's not really a weird thing, it's not like we're friends that are fighting or something like that. It's more just like any other girl I fought. Strangers, just we live in the same city. So I've seen the fight against Heather Hardy, and basically we've just been training my stuff. I don't like to focus on the other person, because if you spend so much time worrying about what they're going to do, it kind of takes away from yourself and your own game plan. So we're just working on sharpening up all of my skills and just getting back in there and getting back in there.
Yeah. Now, well, have you seen any of her fights out here at all? Obviously being a local girl, she might have fought out here quite often.
Yeah. So I think I've seen one of her amateur fights, and then, the Heather Hardy fight was her pro debut. So those are the fights I've seen, and like I said, we've seen her, but we're working on, our team stuff.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting situation because she's from Oklahoma, you're from Oklahoma, and a lot of times you're the hometown girl here. They love to bring you out here, especially because of the crowd. Are you expecting it to be a little bit more of a bipartisan crowd this time around, where we will get Kristina's fans out here? And what are you expecting going in? Obviously, you have a huge fan support here in the Oklahoma area.
Yeah. So my last 3 fights at WinStar were amazing. The crowd has been awesome. I literally feel them inside the cage. I can hear them, and it's just an amazing environment. And I actually, because of that, WinStar is my favorite. If I could fight anywhere, I would fight WinStar. It's just the crowd and the feel, and that it's so close to home. It's just, I love it. And so, of course, fighting somebody else in Oklahoma, I'm expecting not like a divide, but just kind of she's got teammates, she's got fans, family, and whatever. And so I think it might be it'll be different. It'll be different than the previous times, just because it is another Oklahoma girl. But, I've got my team, my family coming out, and so I've got the important people that I know will be there and will be there cheering and things like that. So.
Yeah, and again, it's kind of an interesting scenario. Currently, it seems like we're getting a lot of striker-heavy gals signing to Bellator. We're seeing Heather Hardy, we're seeing Anna Houlihan, who are going to be facing off later on this in the next couple of weeks or so, and then Ilima-Lei's not too bad on both her feet and on the ground. What are you thinking about currently the state of the Bellator division? We're seeing a lot of young talent make their way into it as well. So you're kind of I don't want to say gatekeeper, but you're one of the top girls in the division right now. What do you think about the girls that are coming in and the current state of the flyweight division in terms of Bellator?
It's pretty exciting. So when I signed with them, there wasn't that many girls. And so over the last year, year and a half, they've been signing girls, top girls, but not only top girls. They've been signing local girls, like just how I got signed, basically. You know, they put them against somebody and they win, and, you know, that's how you discover people. It's not always people with big names that you sign. And so I think that's really cool is they're signing a diverse set of girls, and so everyone's got different skills, some good strikers for sure, some good grapplers, and there's some good matchups coming up, and so pretty excited to just watch them and kind of see who gets matched up with who, because there are so many girls in the division now.
Well, speaking of local girls, I mean, you're developing a very good women's team here at American Top Team Oklahoma. You know, tell me a little bit about them. And I know one of them is going to be a part of the card on part of your card. Tell me a little bit about the team and a little bit about the gal that's going to be in the undercard.
So we've got a good group of people fighting, but as far as the girls, pretty exciting because they are my training partners. Morgan Solis is on the Bellator card with me here in 3 weeks, and so I'm super excited just because I train with her a lot. She's one of my main training partners, and she's very talented, and it's really exciting to be able to fight with somebody like that on the card, somebody you're close with and somebody, you know, that kind of inspires you. And so we're gonna be on that card together, and I'm excited. But there's also an amateur girl named Leanne who is fighting, and she's got an amateur belt, and she's undefeated thus far, and she's supposed to be making her pro debut this year, sometime this year. She's a very, very talented wrestler. She wrestled in college, and so she's also, you know, should be on the lookout for her. She's rising too.
You know, quite a few fighters have been, you know, on social media and, you know, just coming in physically, you know, have been helping you out in terms of, you know, of the camps, or, you know, they've been showing a lot of their support. I mean, what does it mean to you to have, you know, a lot of these fighters show the support in terms of your training camp and your career, and you know, what's it mean to you to kind of be about a part of the community?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. There are so many women fighters like all across the country. Like, I went to Seattle a few weeks ago, and just somebody I've never met in person in real life, but just, you know, that online kind of like fighters web. She reached out. She was like, "Hey, do you want to train?" Her name is Amy Montenegro, and we went there. We trained. She's super nice, and it's just kind of cool to be able to go places and meet people and get training in, because every gym trains different. So every time you go somewhere, you know, it's a totally different style of training that you're going to get, and not only a different style of training, but all the girls there are different. So we got to train with some girls in Seattle, some awesome girls there, and of course, my training partners in Texas. I've been training with them since I was an amateur, and Montana, Jen, all those girls down there. You know, I love when they get a fight and when I get a fight, because we get to go back and forth. We get to train. We make trips down to Texas. They come up here. And like I said, I've known them for years, and we always get good training. And they're some of my favorite training partners, you know, around. And so to be a part of the web and to kind of meet girls from all over is just, it's pretty cool to be able to, you know, be friends and get to train and kind of just break out from here.
And it also keeps you sharp, but it keeps them sharp as well, right?
Right, yeah, the different styles of training is just, it's crazy because you're not used to it. So, you know, you really got to be on your feet, and it just, the training is good when you don't know what to expect.
Now, like I said, it's just a couple weeks until your fight comes up as here in nearby in Thackerville. You know, just looking at the year ahead, you said you wanted to fight as often as you possibly can. If you had your kind of wish, how often would you like to fight this year?
Bellator comes to WinStar 3 to 4 times a year. Last year, I believe they did March, July, October, and December, something like that. So I think since this fight's in March, I think they might keep that same timeline. So I'd like to be on the WinStar cards.
Okay. One final question. Obviously, the Grand Prix is going on right now, the Heavyweight Grand Prix. Do you have any personal favorites that you see winning it?
The Heavyweight Grand Prix is kind of crazy. the matchups are crazy in the beginning, and just the people in it are crazy. So I can't even choose somebody, but anyone can win. Like, any matchup is so crazy. You can't pick somebody. And then to have the overall thing, I can't even say.
What's probably the fight right now that you're most excited about in the early rounds?
I don't know when he's fighting. I don't remember, but Matt is kind of fun to watch. So that fight.
Okay. At Ducote_brunette on Twitter, and then what's it on Instagram? Is it?
It's Ducote1.
Ducote1 on Instagram as well. So you guys can follow him there as well. Anything else you want to
add? No, that's it.
Well, best of luck to you coming up.
Thank you.